Was it outstanding?
It was outstanding.
It's outstanding. It's tremendous.
It was
I salute you now.
tremendous.
My interview's over here. My briefing is finished. I am done briefing. Am I released? Am I dismissed?
Yes, you're dismissed.
I think your dad's having withdrawals in there. Yeah. Where's Dan? He can't go without Uncle Dan. He goes nuts.
I know.
He possessed me today. You want to bring him? I said, I gotta go with Amanda at 5. He goes, shut up, sit down. I was like, oh my God.
My Uncle Dan from Florida, and we're here to ask him a few questions today. I was hoping that you can give the boys some dating advice about relationships and this, and that. I have questions written down.
Okay.
Would you like to introduce yourself as well in any way?
My name is Dan. I live in Sarasota, Bradenton, Florida area. I have a small business, and I've been there for 21 years.
Very nice. Very nice. So how come you didn't want kids?
So, number one for me with kids was, I was 29, 30 years old when I moved to Florida, and my dream was to build a business because I knew that a family and kids required a good wage, and I wanted to concentrate on my business first, and I knew that if I had a family, it would kind of take away from the prize. And my prize was the business first. And I started the business, and then we hit a recession in 2007, which drew me back another 2-3 years to rebuild. And then I got kind of late in age, and I said to myself, I'm just going to focus fully on my business. And that's what kind of drew back the family. Some say it was a selfish move. If you ask my family, it was a selfish move. But for me, I wanted to focus mostly on what makes the world go round every day, which is having a solid paycheck. You gotta have you gotta have a career, something that you enjoy to do before you just go have families. And I believe that's the problem these days, is that people have the kids without a career, and then they end up in a mess. Divorce, kid has a different dad now, or they move, or that's basically why.
Right.
That's a big reason why I started the business, and I did not want to. There was no option B. Option A, you start the business and you make it work. Option B doesn't exist.
Right.
So that's the attitude that I had in it.
In your opinion, what does it take to build a long-lasting, healthy relationship, romantically?
Number one, I think both parties have to have establishment and getting into a relationship for the right reasons. I think a lot of the relationships, some of them that don't work out, and it's more that don't than do these days in the society we live in today, is they get into a relationship young, they don't have a career established, and they run into a financial bind, they run into maybe one takes on alcohol, the other one's depressed, you end up in a divorce, maybe you got a temptation, or because they don't have any establishment, any kind of foundation. Relationship is a foundation. You have to have a strong bond. You have to have something in common. If you have a career and I have a career, that means the relationship is much easier to run.
Right.
If I have a career and you still don't know what to do, or I don't have a career and you have one, down the line, that's going to hurt one of us and might end up in a divorce or a breakup.
Right.
And that's, I think, that the biggest thing for me that I see a lot, even with my clients' kids in Florida, is these kids are having kids at a young age without careers.
Yeah.
And that. I think a man should have the responsibility, if he wants a family, to support his family. And I think in today's age, you see that slipping away a little bit.
Right.
Maybe a lot of it at times.
Yeah.
Electronics, social media, all this stuff. Too many people's in that stuff. And that doesn't pay the bills in the long run.
Yeah.
So you consume yourself with that, and
right.
you end up, getting broken up or.
Right.
So I think it takes establishing yourself before you establish your relationship. You'll never establish your relationship solid with anybody if you're not established yourself. Yeah. And that's a big thing for me. And that's why even with my business, I want to establish my business first and then concentrate on solid relationship that will make it go.
It's hard to like someone when you don't like yourself.
Going off what you just said, do you think it's, at least from my perception of the content I consume on the internet about certain dating advice for men, they kind of think it's because now women and men have equal rights and all of that it's kind of an unfair burden that the man has to make money to have a family.
I think that having careers and making money, I think you see men or women that are either career women, independent women, that it doesn't matter if the man makes more than them, they still want to have a career. Mm-hmm. And it goes vice versa with a man. If you want to work and have a career and you have passion for what you do, it doesn't matter which party makes what money, because you work together. You flow together in the same pot, which makes a relationship.
Right.
You don't keep track who makes more.
Right.
You just both know you're career-based and you flow together.
Right.
And I believe that will make it go further, your relationship. Will make it go much deeper in life.
Right.
It's not about one or the other, I believe. I think it's not just about the woman or the man. I think in certain situation, if you have children, the woman has the child, right? So you might decide that you want to stay home for a year. Mm-hmm. But if it's in you to be a career woman, you will probably end up, because you're hungry. You're hungry for your career. You went to college. You established a degree. You want to use it. So I believe, that is my opinion. Mm-hmm. There's opinions out there by everybody. That's just my opinion that I could, what I see and what I developed in my head as an opinion.
Yeah, I think the way certain men look at it is that women have this sort of unfair advantage because society doesn't put pressure on them to make money, or they don't have to make have to do A through Z to find a partner. They can just look pretty. So a lot of the things that men, like in this perception that men think about, that it's an unfair advantage that women just get to do that as opposed to the man has to make money. What would you have to say for those men who are of that belief?
I think those kind of men are eye candy, man, is what I call eye candy people. So men. So the woman's hot, attractive, however you want to say. It doesn't matter what she's got up here. It just matters how she looks. Right. And I've had a lot of friends that married just for looks. Mm-hmm. And as a matter of fact, I had dinner with one last night. Yeah. And they married young. And I remember when I worked with him here, we worked together for 8 years. Everything was how beautiful his woman was. Or they're getting divorced now because he just keeps working and she has no incentive to go and get a career or to help the family. Mm-hmm. So in this matter, they're getting divorced. Mm-hmm. She doesn't want to help. She just wants to do the spending part of the relationship. Mm-hmm. I think when you establish your career, it's different. I think a man like myself always looked for attractive and smart. Mm-hmm. But also I got married at 45, 44. Right. So because I built my business for 15 years to a foundation, to where, and then I met a woman later in life that didn't just look at what I made or what I had, just looked at what the drive I had.
Right.
And the fact that I don't just sit around playing Xbox all day and watching movies
Exactly.
while she's going to work.
Right.
So I believe there's different kind of people out there. You could have people that just, that's all they care about is arm trophy.
Yeah.
There's other men that care about arm trophy plus education.
Right.
And I think that the ones that just care for arm trophy, those are the ones that are in a higher divorce rate than the ones that, because the ones that marry their arm trophy with an education, they have very nice life.
Right.
Because they're both driving the family.
Right.
Not just one.
Right.
Whether it's a man or a woman.
Right.
That is my belief on that one.
Oh, that's good.
I
That's
don't know
good
if
advice.
you agree with it. Some agree. When you're younger in your 20s, you don't think like that. I believe that every decade you think different. Your mind develops, your brain develops, so you think different than what you did. At 20, you're going to think different than what you're going to do at 30. It's to get past that early 20s when you're not thinking much with, you're just thinking about hot and attractive and you don't think about careers and you think, and then when you reach, like my friend now, you reach mid 40s and now it's like, dude, I'm 45, I have 2 kids and I'm broke.
Yeah.
I have to get divorced.
Right.
I can't keep going to work and paying.
Yeah.
You know, I'm paying for my kids, I'm paying for my wife.
Right.
You know, maybe it'll force her into getting a job.
Right.
You know, but when they were 20 and she was 19, both attractive people,
Yeah.
they based it on that.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
so for what I see from a lot of my friends that have gotten divorced and that got married young, I was one of the ones that didn't. Is they got married young and they got married for the wrong reasons. And I saw that in life and I did it opposite. I said, let me start a business. Let me work the business.
Yeah.
Let me meet a woman that's established in her career.
Right.
And I did. It took a while.
Yeah.
That's why I got married at 44.
Right.
But, you know, we dated for a while, 8 years before we got married. But we found out every year at that age that we wanted to concentrate on our careers, and it was later in life and we didn't want to put a kid in this world the way things are right now.
Right.
You know, and
Yeah.
the world is upside down right now, so.
I know for men too, they sort of have this limiting belief that all women are, because of social media, and if they're not, you know, having real life interactions, they tend to have this limiting belief that all women are like just the eye candy women, and that like no career women, just the eye candy women, and they believe that the majority of modern women are like that. So rather than even trying to date, they sort of develop this sort of nihilistic viewpoint on dating and then never even give it a try.
I think that, well, that's the problem. I really believe that when you watch so much television and social media,
Yeah.
that's the problem of watching too much of it.
Right.
You're starting to believe stuff that you just see on screen.
Right.
Those are the wrong things, and
Right.
you don't. For example, a lot of my friends up in Florida,
Yeah.
they meet people on the internet.
Yeah.
You don't know because they look good.
Yeah.
Oh, she's got a great body in a summer dress. That's the first thing you hear.
Right. Right.
Well, why don't you read the rest of the thing about her?
Yeah.
Does she have an education?
Right.
Does she work?
Right.
Does she, you know, what's her
Right.
background?
Right.
Does she have children? Is she an alcoholic?
Right.
Is she a drug addict?
Right.
All you see is the woman that
Yeah.
she posts a photo of her in a bathing suit, and you're like, oh
Yeah.
my God.
Right.
You know, that is a big problem in this world, I believe.
Yeah.
People are not putting their time in relationships anymore. They go on the internet, they look at another hottie on there. Oh my
Right.
God, look at this one. She's wearing
Right.
a different outfit today.
Right.
This one, oh my God, this one's real. Yeah. So
Yeah.
then you don't put no time in. You don't try to work
Right.
on a relationship. As soon as it just gets a little bad, you just jump ship. You know, with
Yeah.
anything, you know. I don't
Yeah.
make bad decisions. I don't go on dates where the girl slashed my tires or she's, you know, because she's nuts or,
Right.
you know what I mean? You don't know.
Yeah.
You can't just base it off a photo.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, you're going into a date not knowing what this person is.
Right.
She could be out of a drug rehab or an
Yeah.
alcohol thing or,
Yeah.
you don't know.
Right.
And because you're so into the looks part,
Yeah.
you forget to put those on a back burner, but then they resurface later on.
Right. Yeah.
And that's when you get in trouble.
Right. That's definitely true.
So
it almost becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy if you think all women are like that, and that it's going to be impossible for you to find like a woman that has the personality and the looks. You end up reaping what you sow by not putting in enough effort.
correct. You're not willing to put up enough effort if you are just into the image.
Right.
And the attraction.
Right.
You gotta, but everybody needs different things, you see.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody's built the same. I think that if everybody was built the same, the world would be boring.
Yeah.
You know, like some people like rock music, some people like hip hop, some people like blondes, some people like brunettes, just like different things. However, I believe that in order for a relationship to work, you have to have more than just looks, and you gotta have a person that you could develop a long-term bond with.
Yeah.
That is a long life lasting relationship, instead of, oh my God, we got in a big fight, we're going to a divorce attorney.
Yeah.
I believe that. And I also believe that today's generation, a lot of it is, and I'm going to speak for men because I'm in the customer service business, and I hire a lot of people your age in their early 20s. No direction. Don't know where they're going. They have no idea. All they know is they see a girl on a dock at the marina. Oh my gosh, she's hot. How are you going to pay for an ice cream cone for her? You don't even have a job.
Right.
You're out there Xboxing all day.
Right.
And I have your mom or your dad asking me, can you give my son a job because he's gaming with his friend all day? As we get older, looks fade.
Yeah. Right.
And hair is lost, just like me. That's why I got a cap on. And you do lose your hair.
Yeah.
So, but they don't look at that at that age.
Yeah.
They don't.
Right.
They look at only the outside of the person.
Right.
I think love and beauty comes from the inside out. My dad preached that to me a long time ago.
Wow.
He always said that the beauty on the outside will fade with age. And if the beauty doesn't exist on the inside, you will not make it. The person that sits next to your bedpost when you're on your last time on earth, you want that person to be holding your hand, not your wallet.
Right. Exactly.
That's why I was looking at. I listened to those words from my dad for a long time.
Yeah.
And that's why it took so long to establish my business and to establish a wife, a partner that appreciated how hard I built my business. She was there. She saw the late nights, the early mornings, the delivery dates. She saw all that. So that actually brought me together. She never left. She supported. You look for that support. Those times you want to have support, not just somebody that you look at that's pretty on the outside, but other than that, they don't care how it comes in the house, how your paycheck comes, or anything.
Right.
All they care is that, she looks good, you look good.
Right. Exactly.
They'll get you nowhere.
Exactly.
So that's that one.
In your experience, what do women prefer, looks or a sense of humor?
I believe a sense of humor. I believe going to nightclubs with friends of mine that worked out 3-4 hours a day. And we would go back to work and they would say, man, I've been in a gym. I go to the gym every day. They sit in a nightclub or somewhere at a bar. And my personal self, I would make the girls laugh and be a clown.
Yeah, exactly.
And I get a date before they get a date. Because they're sitting there all stiff with a beard.
Exactly.
And his muscle like this. You know, I might not have the big guns, but I have the personality that, hey, how you,
Yeah.
If you go to a dance club, don't go hold a beer on the side of the dance floor. Go in there and enjoy it. And dance with the girls and have fun.
Exactly.
And be maybe a little circus monkey, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
To get them laugh.
Yeah.
But I believe you don't want to, I shouldn't say you don't want to be a very unattractive guy. You could have a personality like crazy. There's certain mismatches, right? But you could be just decent looking guy with a great personality. Girls are further away than having a guy that's all juiced up and thinking that that's what's gonna get him that's what's gonna get him a long-term relationship or a date.
Right.
Girls don't look at those guys much. I really don't think they.
Right.
At least you have in common something with a girl that's also a bodybuilder, and that's what she's looking for.
Yeah, exactly.
Just the outside.
Right. Right.
Built.
What if that guy has money though? That muscle guy. Do you think it still works in his favor?
I think for some women that are not career orientated and they're looking for a mall spending bill, like my buddy yesterday. That's the conversation we had yesterday.
Right.
Man, she spends $20,000 a year at the mall, and he's a blue collar worker that makes not that much money. So if you take that kind of money and put it in a mall, now you got your check shrinks.
Exactly.
So I believe that if there's women out there that have not gone to college and they're doing jobs that are maybe little office jobs that don't pay a lot of money.
Yeah.
Then they get maybe a little older. Mm-hmm. So if they look good, they try to attract somebody that has a little bit of money to settle in with.
Yeah.
For security.
Right. Do you think that's majority of women?
And today,
yeah,
I believe no.
Okay.
I believe that today you have a lot of educated women, and I think a lot of the women are smart. I think it all depends where you're looking at. If you're looking at the internet for a woman, it's kind of hard to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that if you're meeting a woman through a business transaction or you're a salesperson selling to somebody that high end that is you're a broker of some sort,
exactly.
then she's also doing investments and you're doing investments, or she's a high-end realtor selling big commercial realty or whatever,
exactly.
and you're selling commercial. I believe that you get a lot of them. Like I was a yacht broker for 2 years. I still have my license, but there's women that go in there and they sell big yachts.
Yeah.
And they like to chirp and tell you, hey, that was mine. I sold that. I made this. They don't wait for the guy to sell the big yachts so they could take them out. So there's driven women out there. I believe more than less right now.
Awesome.
That's right. That's what I see. I believe in every state is different.
Yeah.
I believe that, you go to different places, there's more money than less money, right?
Right.
So in Sarasota, Bradenton area, you get a lot more educated women, and I see it through my wife that is a financial advisor, and I see a lot of her girlfriends. They're proud, and they'll sit there and talk about, oh my God, the stock market here or went here. You can see they're involved. They're hungry.
Yeah.
I believe careers. Many say, my dad used to tell me before I came here and started this business in Florida. He told me before I left. It was actually and I thought about it all the way. I was driving to Florida and I said to myself, wow, he makes sense. He told me, I always knew that that's your passion. Waxing, cleaning.
Yeah.
I always cleaned his tractors, his cars were always clean. So I went to Florida to start a yacht detailing business. And when I did, he told me, one thing I want to teach you before you leave. He says, if you're just working to chase money, you'll never make it. If you work for the people, then the money will come.
That's really good advice.
And he gave me that.
Yeah.
And my personality, I believe, drew people in, and the money did come. It came. It took time.
Right.
You don't build it over,
right.
overnight, but it did, and it worked. But I believe that that's a big. You gotta have passion for what you're doing in order to make it work. If you don't have passion for it and you're just chasing the dollar, you'll never make it.
Right.
It's like playing the lottery. You're scratching off a ticket, hopeful that you're making big.
Right.
Right. So I had passion for what I was doing, and I think it goes in every career.
Yeah.
It's a job. At the end of the day, it's a job.
Yeah.
You're not gonna always love your
Right.
job. That's why it's called work.
Yeah.
You're not going out unless you're a professional athlete or that's a job that's very enjoyable, right?
Do you think women that are driven and financially independent, do you think that they're only going to be attracted to a man that on paper technically makes more money than them? Or do you think they'll be attracted to somebody if they're also driven, but what if he makes less money kind of thing?
No, I don't feel that at all, to be honest. I think that, if they both have careers and they're both happy with what they're doing and they like each other in a different way than just looks and financial.
Yeah.
That's just part of the puzzle. You can't just like somebody for what they have in a bank or
Right.
how they look.
Yeah.
It's like the whole pie. You got
Right.
relationships that work. You like everything
Yeah.
about the person. You know, there's going to be some
Yeah.
hiccups here and there, but I do not believe that. I believe that some women are very proud to make more than their husband and to contribute more.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, you'll contribute probably more at home. They'll expect you, okay, I'm not going to contribute more and then I come home and I vacuum the house.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
So if you're going to make a little less and you got more time than me because you're working from home, then you're going to take maybe the grocery shopping or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think it's teamwork.
Yeah.
I think that I personally would not want to be married to somebody that says, well, I make more than you, so because I make more than you,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know if I want to date you.
Yeah.
That's what kind of person, like
Yeah.
who does that?
Right.
If it's based on that, you're already red
Yeah.
light, red flag. When me and Michelle go out, my wife, it's, okay, honey, I'll take you out tonight.
Right.
Feels good that she
Yeah.
can take me out.
Yeah.
She doesn't just sit there and expect me just always. Even though we're
Right.
family, we're together.
Yeah.
She says, you know, I had a nice month this month. I
Right.
had a nice bonus.
Mhm.
Let me take you out to dinner.
Right.
It shows you that she loves you for you. She
Right.
doesn't love you, the person loves you for who you are, not for
Right.
what you bring to the house or
Right.
to the table.
Exactly.
So that question, I
Right.
hope I answered it,
Yeah.
but it's,
No.
I'm
Yeah.
a believer of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I completely agree. Do you have any advice for men who fear emotional intimacy because, like, maybe they've been hurt in the past or they have some limiting beliefs about what women want, how women think? Do you have any advice for men who have emotional intimacy issues?
So,
Like that fear opening themselves up in the dating game because they think she's only going to be with him for his money, or
I
they
see.
think because they've been heartbroken, or they think majority of women, you know, only want this. Like, what do you have to say for those men that don't even want to open themselves up to a woman emotionally?
I believe that is wrong. I think that, you know, I have been on dates or whatever where, you know, maybe you get burned.
Mm-hmm.
You call it getting burned,
Mm-hmm.
right? But that doesn't mean I stop my life and I don't get no more women anymore because they're all the same. That's like being, you're judging.
Yeah.
You're judging.
Right.
I believe that is absolutely wrong. And I think those kind of men that are doing that, who knows, they might mess up and they're missing the opportunity of many girls that came his way that could be the right one. But they're so blocked in on the deciding because they got burnt once or twice that now they're going to close in.
Right.
Those kind of men, I think that if they don't let loose, they'll end up old
Yeah.
and alone.
Yeah.
Because you can't, and they have no business being in business. Because
Yeah.
when you're in business, you're going to get burned.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean you don't go back at it.
Right.
It doesn't mean if you fall down, you just stay down.
Yeah.
It's not how hard you hit the ground, it's how fast you get up, right?
Right.
So a guy that does that is totally, or a person who does that. And to go, you asked about a man, so I'll say a man or a woman that does that, I believe that they're not going to be good moving forward.
Yeah.
Because you're always going to have that fear, and I think that fear will block you from letting yourself go to be happy.
Exactly.
Because now you're going to micromanage every
Yeah.
little thing a woman does,
Right.
or, you know,
Exactly.
oh my gosh, she's going to,
Now you have trust issues or
trust
something.
issues,
Yeah.
correct. Trust issues, you're going to have some sort of wall up to
Right.
where you're not going to let yourself go, or maybe your personality is going to change now because you're
Right.
becoming very aggressive, or, you know, towards her personality, or whatever, and then you'll end up just being, years will go by, months go by, years go by, then you get older, then you'll be alone. Basically, that's what you'll end up being.
Right.
Because you're afraid to let go.
Right. And
You
I
know.
feel like letting go, or like heartbreak, is sort of a part of life as much as it sucks.
Correct. If you don't, heartbreak and failings at times, sometimes is what makes you stronger in life.
Yeah.
Same with the business. I started my business in 2002. We had a collapse in 2007. You don't quit. You got to start all over. You got to find deep in yourself to start all over and climb again.
Right.
If you're just going to give up, then you'll never know if you're where you're going to be.
Right.
you know, but a lot of people do. A lot of
Yeah.
people these days do. They just say, "Oh, forget it." You know,
Yeah.
if a business doesn't work in a year or two, they just want quick
Right.
strike, quick hit.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, it's got to happen now.
Yeah.
It takes time. It's
Yeah.
a building block.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
and same with dating.
Same with
If
dating.
you go out with a girl and the girl you felt like you got burned. So what? So at that point, what is burn?
Right.
Now, if you're telling me you got cheated on, then not every woman cheats.
Yeah.
Not every woman is after money.
Exactly.
Not every woman cares about what kind of car you drive.
Exactly.
Not every woman cares about if you have a yacht or don't.
Yeah. Exactly.
Some women care about, are you loving? Do you have a character? Right?
Yeah.
Are you funny? Do you have a personality?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like a guy that's stiff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like a guy that sits around and just counts his dollars
Right.
and protects it.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Yeah.
Some women like, you know, more outgoing.
Right.
Just be happy. Be happy
Yeah.
what you got. Be happy who you have.
Right.
It's not always greener on the other side. And when you drive, what are you looking for? What do you keep driving for?
Yeah.
What are you holding your back for?
Right.
Why are you holding back? For
Right.
what?
Yeah.
Because all you're doing is holding yourself back from life.
Yeah. Exactly.
You hold yourself back
Pain
from
is
life.
a part of the
That is
life.
life. Pain is a part of life.
Yeah.
And if you, I believe something's wrong with you if you've never been hurt or pain.
Yeah.
You're gonna be heartbroken. People get heartbroken.
Yeah.
Whether it's in dating
Yeah.
or it's in your job.
Right.
You might think you're doing really good at work and they're doing layoffs.
Yeah.
And you're on that sheet.
Right.
And you're like, what did I do wrong? Does that mean you don't go get another job?
Yeah. Exactly.
Because you got laid off?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't you. They don't
Yeah.
have any work. Your work is excellent, but you have
Yeah.
nothing to work on.
Right.
Then they have to let you go. They can't
Right.
pay you just because you're sitting there at your desk.
Exactly.
They have no work.
Exactly.
Same thing with dating.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go and have a bad 1 or 2 dates with a girl.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that every girl you're gonna go out with is the same.
Right.
So I
Exactly.
believe you're in the wrong there.
Yeah.
If you're a guy, you know,
Right.
if that's the way you're gonna. And if you're a woman and this guy's like that, then you don't want to be with him because he's
Yeah.
only gonna be stiff anyway.
Yeah.
He's not gonna let loose guy. He's not
Exactly.
gonna go on a date and make you laugh and
Yeah.
enjoy a movie with you and throw jokes or
Yeah.
you know.
Exactly.
So yeah, no.
I agree.
It's no good.
Yeah. No, I agree. Oh my goodness, thank you. These are such good answers.
Yeah.
What do women need in a relationship emotionally that men may not require? Like something that Michelle asks from you that you may not understand why, because it's like kind of emotional. You know, like sometimes like women may need you to like just listen as opposed to
Right.
is that like if you have any experience in that? Because I feel like sometimes
Sure.
men, you know,
So now that you mentioned Michelle, I'm going to tell you exactly that just happened
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
yeah,
So she comes home from work and she's doing great at work. She's been with the bank for 15 years. And we're eating dinner and she comes on my left hand side of my shoulder and she puts her hand on my shoulder and says, "Can we talk?" And I froze. I'm like, okay, that sounds serious. And I know Michelle. Michelle is a driver. She's been with the bank for 15 years for a reason.
Yeah.
She loves what she does. She's involved.
Yeah.
She likes being involved. She goes, "I'm deciding to go to school for 2 more years to get my CFA, her Certified Financial Advisor degree.
yeah,
So she can invest anybody's money."
right,
And when you say that, different men will answer different. "Well, you don't need to." Right away, attack.
Yeah.
That's not what she needed.
oh yeah,
I responded because I know my wife. "Honey, I think that's a great idea because that's motivating."
yeah,
She's already set up her mind that she wants to do it.
yeah,
And God knows for how many months or weeks it's been in her head that she wants to do it.
yeah,
She finally had enough inside of her to open it out. And
Right.
she let me know. She called her mom on her way home to
Yeah.
know. So, in a way, how do you answer to that, right?
yeah,
Do you start thinking, "Oh my God, she's gonna travel more." Some guys answer different because maybe there's a trust issue. "Oh my gosh, she has to fly to New York and
yeah,
be with a guy that's got millions of dollars." And "Oh my
Yeah.
God, I don't have that."
yeah,
Those are sometimes what some guys that don't have confidence maybe in themselves would say. But I guess I answered right because
Yeah.
she said, "Thank you so much for your support," and that she's
Right.
signing up on August 9th.
Yeah.
It's coming up.
Yeah.
for the classes, and she wants to
Right.
take her CFA. And
Yeah.
I thought that was, I think the next day she said to me, "Thank you for your support, and
Yeah.
thank you for not, because we don't have kids,
Mhm.
we really don't need to go high."
Yeah.
But it wasn't for that. It was for herself, and I
Yeah.
understood that.
Yeah.
She didn't want to do it for me.
Yeah.
She didn't want to do it for her parents.
Right.
She wanted to do it for her, just to say
Yeah.
that, hey, you know, I could be like some of the financial advisors at her office.
Right.
Why am I 2 levels lower?
Right.
So you have to. I believe that when you hold somebody back or you hold them down,
Yeah.
you're damaging your relationship,
Yeah.
because you can't. It goes back to what we discussed. If you want a career, you want a career.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do to change your mind.
Right.
I like cars. I'm gonna wax my sports cars because that's what I like. Sports cars. Some people like flowers, gardeners. I like cars. Michelle likes this financial stuff she does.
Right.
So I'm not gonna hold you back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna motivate you on going. And a lot of people answer different.
Yeah.
Some men will answer different.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to do that because sometimes
Yeah.
maybe insecurities, it takes away. Now she has to study. It takes away
Right.
from. I'm self-motivated. I can
Yeah.
always keep myself busy.
Right.
I don't need to. She could have 3-4 hours a day to study.
Yeah.
You know, I don't need to be, you know,
Right.
I don't need that attention.
Right.
Some guys are attention. Like the woman
Yeah.
has to be right here at all
Yeah.
times. Oh my
Right.
God, the world's gonna end.
Right. Exactly.
And I think those kind of guys, as you get older in a relationship,
Yeah.
you will wear down the woman.
Right.
She's not gonna want to be there with you all the time.
Yeah.
Because she's gonna wanna. It'll be okay for her to go to the library to study, or
Right.
she wants to study to be a dental hygienist or
Right.
a dental assistant or something
Yeah.
that she wants to do for herself. And if
Right.
you hold that person back, you
Right.
actually, you're not even realizing, but I believe you're damaging the relationship.
Yeah.
I believe that.
That's so true. Definitely. Definitely.
You gotta let loose a little bit. You
Yeah.
can't. She's not your possession.
Yeah. Exactly.
She's not somebody you own.
Yeah.
She also has ideas and motivations.
Exactly.
My wife's 44 years old, and I was shocked.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, we have no kids, we have no stress.
Yeah.
Why? In my head, I'm going, I didn't verbally say it,
Right.
but in my head, I'm saying, why do you want to go? I want to go do this.
Right.
But I knew why, for her. When we first started dating in 2007, the first date we went to was a local sports pub. And she said to me, she goes, well, I want you to know that I'm independent.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Some
Yeah.
guys don't like that. Some guys like they feel they're up here and they make more and they're the big,
Yeah.
Big Daddy.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
and they keep the woman down as a
Yeah.
possession.
Yeah. Exactly.
Michelle was not like that, and I'm not like
Right.
that as a person.
Yeah.
Sure, you want to go? Go.
Yeah.
I'll be over here at your house a little
Yeah.
longer.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, my
Yeah.
business is running with my crew there, and
Right.
I'll be here. And that's what I
Yeah.
told Chris. I said I told her to go.
Yeah.
You know, you're that.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
there, believe it or not, there's more men like that
Yeah.
in today's world.
Yeah.
They get into relationships early.
Yeah.
The woman maybe has a little bit more drive than him. He tries to bring her down to his level,
Yeah.
to hold her down,
Yeah.
to
Right.
bring her to his level.
Right.
And a lot of times, a woman might do it temporarily,
Yeah.
but it will not be long term.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, she will get sick of it
Right.
and leave.
Right.
And then, as we talked before, do you consider that the
Yeah.
guy got hurt? See, that's
Right.
remember we talked about the
Yeah.
other question.
Yeah.
Now he's hurt, so he's not gonna dance. He feels
Right.
No, no, no.
Exactly.
If we were on the tape, you're the one who tried to possess the person.
Right.
She didn't hurt you
Yeah.
because she stood up for herself. You hurt you
Right. Exactly.
for trying to hold her down. So
Exactly.
you hurt you.
Yeah.
She didn't hurt you. She
Right.
just said that she wants to go do something.
Exactly.
I have friends in the past that the woman was very attractive and beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
and the guy would not let her go anywhere without him
Mm-hmm.
because he was afraid in the back of his head that she will get hit on by somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Those relationships never work.
Yeah.
As beautiful as your lady is, it
Yeah.
doesn't mean that you possess her.
Right.
I never was like that.
Yeah.
My personal self.
Yeah.
I don't like to be attached, no matter how
Yeah.
beautiful you are. And you know, because I think a lot of men lack confidence.
Yeah.
If you don't have confidence, then yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason you don't have confidence. Maybe a lot of guys that like to flaunt their dollars, those
Yeah.
guys are insecure.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we just talked about a couple questions ago, It's your personality that the woman likes the most.
Yeah.
You making her
Exactly.
laugh after a hard financial day, like
Right.
my wife.
Exactly.
I'll throw jokes out there. I'll make
Yeah.
fun of the dogs, or I'll say
Exactly.
something, and she goes, "Oh, I needed that," you know.
Yeah.
You crack me up, or
Yeah.
something like that. That's what she looks for. She doesn't
Yeah.
look for coming home from a hard day at work for you to tell, "Well, where were you?" and interrogating and writing
Yeah.
down. Oh, and
Exactly.
who'd you go to lunch with? Or you don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
You just had a hard day at work.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly.
The beautiful woman that you're sending out, you know, that's going out for ice cream
Yeah.
or whatever, you don't need to ask her 50,000 questions or where she was
Yeah.
and how she did it and
Right.
what flavor ice cream, how much ice cream did you
Right.
eat and who'd you eat it
Right.
with. And, no, just
Exactly.
lay off, buddy, you know, lay off a
Exactly.
little bit and show
Yeah.
trust.
Right.
If there's no trust, you got nothing. You got possession.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
There's no, you know,
Yeah.
there's
And-
no,
Yeah.
and, you know, I don't know if you've asked me this already, but I see a lot of, when you asked, I don't know if you asked me if, you know, why I didn't have kids myself.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in a dating world before my wife, I was married for a very short period of time, and that was one of the issues. I was starting my business, and my ex-wife wanted children because for some reason the time was ticking.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't even 30 yet.
Yeah.
I didn't want it, but we divorced because of that.
Mm-hmm.
But then I found myself dating women
Mm-hmm.
that wanted immediate kids after 3-4 months of dating.
Right.
And I felt like myself, so I gave myself a break
Yeah.
because I said, I cannot go through this. I'm focusing on building my business. I can't date this girl for 4 months and already, do you want a family?
Right.
I haven't known you long enough.
Yeah.
And it goes back to what the question that you asked before. Did I hold myself and never go date again? Because, oh my God, I got burned. This girl
Yeah.
asked, now 3 girls asked me for kids in a row.
Right. Yeah.
They're not right. Oh my God, they're
Yeah.
cycles. No, I waited till the right one comes along.
Yeah. Exactly.
If everything
Yeah.
was perfect in life, you're not gonna, the first person you meet is the person you're gonna spend the rest of your life with.
Exactly.
You sometimes have to do some interviews like we're
Yeah.
doing right now.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Exactly.
you have to be with somebody for a long
Right.
period of
Exactly.
time. Me and Michelle were together 8 years before we got married.
Right.
You know, part of me wanted to make sure that
Yeah.
after 5, 6, 7 years, she didn't go, well, you know, now I want 2 kids.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm 43 years old. I don't want to have kids
Yeah.
this late.
Yeah. Exactly.
But she didn't.
Right.
The first thing she told me is that she was a career woman, independent.
Yeah.
That lasted through, and that's why we got married too. That
Yeah.
Whatever she preached, and she's doing
Right.
it today. Now she's getting
Yeah.
her CFA.
Exactly.
So everything.
Right.
That's how you know you're together.
Yeah.
You know, you have the
Exactly.
same in common.
Right.
You're never gonna be the same people. You're 2 different people,
Right.
but you have to have at times the same habits, the same ideas,
Right.
the same likes.
Exactly.
You can't have too much unlikes.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you find one stays home and one's gone all the time.
Right.
One's at the bar because the beautiful woman wants to get looked at,
Right.
and one sits and watches TV all day.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have that and let it work.
Right. Exactly.
And that's basically it with that one. You know?
Yeah.
It's a fact, I think.
Yeah.
Life fact. If you
Yeah.
look back, if I look back at life,
Yeah.
that's what I had to endure.
Yeah.
I would date somebody and 4 months later, want a family?
Yeah.
Oh my God. No.
Yeah. Exactly.
Or I did my business in Bahamas. Well,
Right.
I can't take it if you travel like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess you can't take it.
Yeah.
I just met you.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me just quit my business
Right.
because you want more attention.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so different
Right.
different stuff.
Right.
And for a woman, the same. If you started your business, you can't have a guy tell you you can't do that.
Yeah.
Well, who are you?
Right.
You know, I built this with my hard work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is what's going to pay for my lifestyle moving forward. It's not you and your rules and your regulations and your timetable, when you want me home, when you want me here.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what pays the bills.
Mm-hmm.
And people that don't understand that, I think will always have trouble in life.
Yeah.
I believe that. They'll either be alone or they'll be married
Yeah.
and divorced 5, 6 times.
Yeah.
I have friends like that.
Yeah.
They've been married 5, 6 times.
Right.
And they're only 55 years old, 58.
Yeah.
And they just keep doing, they make the same mistake over
Yeah.
and over and over and over and over.
Right. It's a lot of like avoidance of life. Like I feel like certain people who try to avoid those troubles and have kids right away and, you know, demand for this and that, and will do that with somebody that's incompatible. They're trying to like take the easy way out in a sense.
Yeah.
Even though it's a natural part of life for life to be challenging.
Right.
And for dating to be challenging, etc.
You know, early stages, right? So 20-year-old, like my friend that I went with yesterday that I told you about, had a kid at 22, 23. You can't have a kid when you're still a kid.
Yeah.
You're still a kid. You haven't learned about life yet.
Yeah.
So how are you going to teach that kid?
Yeah.
What are you going to teach that kid?
Yeah.
Because you are still a kid. You still haven't lived through all of
Yeah.
it. You're still a child at 22,
Yeah,
23, 21. You're still a kid.
Right.
You know, they say that in your 30s is when actually your brain starts maturing for a man. Mid-30s is when you start thinking different. I saw a big change between 35 and 38, how I handle my clients versus how I handle them at 30.
Right.
Maybe it came with experience and it came being around mature people.
Yeah.
But these kids have these kids and they put a
Right.
20 years old, you have a child and you put them on a tablet. That's what you're teaching them. Right off the bat, electronics.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
While you're out there playing Xbox,
Yeah.
they're playing tablet.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not taking time to take the kid to the park, play baseball,
Right.
play football, play soccer. You're not doing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyone can make a baby.
Anybody can make a
Yeah.
baby. But that's a long responsibility.
Yeah.
And they say when they go to college, it's not, you still have, even when they get out of college, when they're in college, it's still your kid,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
So it never really stops.
One last question
All right.
that relates perfectly into what we were just talking about. So, being in the customer service business, what is something about your character that you believe persuades the most people to choose your service and company as opposed to competitors?
I was told many times in the last 8 to 10 years, I was just told that 2 weeks ago, new customer.
Yeah.
And we talked about this 3 questions ago, maybe a couple of questions ago. How is it the looks? Is it your personality? A lot of my clients, I book their jobs, their work, through joking around and personality. And a lot of my clients that tell me you have that natural, you grab people in, you draw them in.
Yeah.
I laugh, I joke around.
Authentic.
Even when I'm in trouble, they end up laughing. And they're my buddies, and we go to lunch.
Yeah.
So it's the personality. I make them laugh. I mean, I throw jokes. It's your personality. You're strong. I think that 30% of my business is my personality drawn.
Right.
You know, I'm not this cut up GQ guy. I'm not a ugly dude, but I'm not what I do have is the ability to loosen people up with my personality.
Yeah.
And once they do, I make them laugh, or I see something or whatever. The next thing you know, I'm talking to a guy for an hour on his boat, and I leave. He shakes my hand, I give him a card, and I put him on the calendar.
Exactly.
When I get home. So I believe personality is a big thing of it in my customer service business.
Yeah.
If you're stiff, and especially if you look like you're not enjoying your job, and some people do. A lot of the people that are in my trade, they look like they don't want to be there. So why would I give you my business? You're not even happy. That means you're miserable what you're doing.
Yeah.
You don't want to be out here.
Yeah.
So guys look at you and they say, okay, look at Dan, he's happy. He's
Yeah.
throwing jokes left and right. I take my hat off, or somebody says something, hey man, put your hat on, I can't see up here.
Yeah.
The sun's reflecting off your skull there. Don't do that, Dan. Oh, no problem, sir. Cap on. As a matter of fact, I'll put a sombrero on for you. I'll block the sun for you too. But, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I truly
Yeah.
come to the boat with some sort of enthusiasm.
Yeah.
And act like you're happy.
Yeah.
And enjoy life, and enjoy Florida, and enjoy being there, and enjoy the boating.
Right.
Then you pick up the job.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
And it's funny that on the ladies' side,
Yeah.
it's usually their wives that I crack up.
Yeah.
And they're like, I like that guy. I'm going to book the job with him. He makes me laugh.
Funny.
Hey, Dan, you want a cup of coffee? She's a trip, that guy.
Exactly.
You got to have some sort of energy.
Right.
And some sort of personality. And if you have those two, you'll be okay. Would you do?
Yeah.
You do as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I did a whole video, like, I try to tell the boys, women value authenticity over masculinity.
Correct.
Yeah.
how authentic are you? How natural are you?
Yeah.
Are you fake?
Exactly.
Some guys come out fake, and you're like, you go on a few dates, and the first date you're like, oh my God, it's the guy of my dream.
Yeah.
And then 4 days later, I'm like, what happened to that first guy?
Yeah.
This guy's totally different guy.
Yeah.
And you get those guys out there. They're good at con men, they call them, right? They're the con artists.
Yeah.
They put up a front,
exactly.
and then the next
it's
thing
like
you
a
know,
house of cards.
House of cards. The next thing you know, the guy's carrying a gallon of whiskey,
Right.
and he's getting drunk, and he's
Yeah.
rude, and he's
Yeah.
angry, and he's aggressive.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
you got to watch for those
Yeah.
kind of people as well.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, men or women, I believe, when you're at a young age, you have to look past the eye candy, as they call it,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to sometimes look what's up here on that person,
Mm-hmm.
what education he has, what his goals are, or hers. What are your goals? What do you want? If you tell me you want just children and to be married, that's not enough.
Yeah.
How are we going to pay for that?
Yeah.
Long life. At 20, you still have 60 years to live, right? If you live
Right.
till 80, what are you going to do for 60 years?
Exactly.
Right? How are you going to pay for things? How are you going to go enjoy vacations?
Exactly.
How are you going to enjoy life?
Yeah.
You going to enjoy it just because you want?
Mm-hmm.
No, you got to have some sort of establishment in life, some sort of career,
Right.
something that will make the world go around.
Exactly.
You contribute to your family,
Right.
whether it's a man or a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that in today's age, there's a lot of career women out there. I see them in Florida a lot, whether they're yacht brokers or stockbrokers or
Cool.
you know,
Yeah.
you see them. They're
Yeah.
my friend in Florida. He's a good friend of mine. He's Tony. His name is Tony, and his wife is just a traveling nurse.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but there's somebody, them too, that great relationship. Attractive people.
Mm-hmm.
She's attractive.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a travel nurse. Do you think he checks up on her? Oh my God, who you travel with? What doctor you with? What? You know,
Right.
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
There's trust. There's so much in their relationship that you got to look at.
Exactly.
Besides the eye candy, it's unbelievable.
Right.
You got to look at the trust factor. You know,
Yeah.
is it a clean cut? What kind of person you're looking for? What's his
Right.
future? What's his background? What's
Exactly.
their background?
Mm-hmm.
Before you just,
Yeah.
you know.
This is great. This is a great
Was
conversation.
it outstanding?
It was outstanding.
If it's outstanding, that's tremendous.
It was
I salute you now.
tremendous.
My interview's over here. My briefing is finished. I am done briefing. Am I released? Am I dismissed?
Yes, you're dismissed.
I think your dad's having withdrawals in there.
Yeah.
Where's Dan? He can't go without
Yeah, I
Uncle
know.
Dan. He goes
I know.
nuts.
I know.
He possessed me today.
Yeah,
You want to bring him? I
exactly.
said, I gotta go with Amanda at 5. He goes, shut up, sit down. I was like, oh my God. The instructions are on here. Yeah? You're my minion. Sit down. Thank you.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Thank
Thanks.
you, Uncle Dan.
Thank you. Did you
Thank
enjoy
you.
it? Did I do good?
Yes, you did amazing.
Guess they all left. Still want the Cherries Jubilee? Light her up.